if you are tired of your boring presentations, so this video is going to make all of your upcoming presentations very interesting. Don't you believe me? Watch this video completely to understand it. People don't care what you say. They care what you say and how you say. It means your non-verbal communication is more important than the verbal communication. According to your research, your body language plays 55% role and your voice plays 38% role and your content plays only 7% role. It means your verbal communication is not important, but that's everything for the presentation. Why you deliver the presentations? You deliver the presentations to convey an information, and that's the 7% only. But this 7% transmits to the people with the help of your non-verbal communication. That's 93%. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what you gotta do is you gotta use your body language and your voice very properly to make your presentations very engaging and very interesting. Let me tell you what all the things you gotta care. In the body language, especially, you gotta care your posture. Posture means how you stand on the stage, how you showcase your body on the stage. That's a posture. Posture means the stable form of your body. Right. The stable form of your body is known as the posture, such as standing posture. So how you gotta stand on the stage? You gotta stand straight, right? If you stand hunching back with a hunching back, so it sounds that you are nervous or under confidence. You don't have confidence. And if you have confidence, then people believe you, right? So for showing the confidence, what you gotta do is you have to have a positive body language, a positive posture on the stage, right? So stand very properly, stand with a great kind of facial expressions as well, right? In this also your facial expression is really important. When you start your presentations, so there must be, happiness on your face. When there is no smile, you'll be sounding like, yeah, I think the person is in trauma. He is having a problem. So don't show your bad face, because when you show the bad, people also show the same, right? If you are excited, if you show the excited face, then people are going to be excited because your energy transfers to the people. So always try to understand, if you have a great face, so people are going to be the same. If you are sad, people would be sad, right? There are much chances. So always have a positive facial expressions, have a flooding smile on your face while starting your presentations. All right, and you got to understand the emotion of your presentation. If your presentation is about something very happy, so please have happy face. If your presentation is really sad, so you got to show the sadness on your face while telling that. All right, then people can understand, yeah, he's a real human being. Got my point? So the facial expression is really important, because there is a saying in English language, your face is the index of the mind. Right, whatever it goes in your brain, that appears on your face. If you are sad inwardly, it appears on your face. If you are happy inwardly, it appears on your face. But the actors can just alter it, right? If they are feeling sad, they can make a happy face, because that's the art, and they master it by learning it. Okay, so always have a positive facial expression. And the next one is your gesture, the most important part. Gestures, because your body is totally connected to your voice, right? When you use your body, when you use your gestures, then people understand it deeply, and you can sound very exact. Right, when you don't move your body parts, like you cross your arms and you started speaking something, then you won't sound better. You would sound, right, people are not going to enjoy that. So if you want to make your people enjoy, so you got to use your gesture, especially your hand gesture. Gesture means the movement of your body, the movable part of your body. When you do the shoulder shrug, right, and you use your hands properly to convey the information. So that's really important, okay? So use your gesture properly. And the next one is movement. Why to move on the stage? Because when you stand and people are looking at you like this, and you're not moving anywhere, they would be looking at you consistently. But after a couple of minutes, your people are gonna feel awkward and they are gonna just feel sleepy because they are looking and focusing a particular one thing without any kind of dimensions, without any kind of variations. So variation is the value. So what you're going to do is you have to create a variation. So if you have a big stage, so you may walk a little bit to make it dynamic, to make it very connected. Got my point? So let have a normal walk on the stage while convincing the information, but don't walk aimlessly. You must have an aim, right? When your audience is totally connected with you, then you can walk a little bit here, you can move here, but don't always walk very faster. Otherwise, they would be feeling dizziness, right? So move, but in a normal pace, not randomly you're walking here and there. So it will be disconnection for the people. Got my point? So in the body language especially, you got to use your posture, facial expression, gesture, movement, and the most important is eye contact. Eye contact, right? Eye contact. When you make an eye contact with the people, then they understand that you are talking to them. Otherwise, they understand, oh, what's my value? I'm sitting here. I'm the audience. What my value is here? He's not looking at me. So what you're going to do is you have to look at your audience, right? Look at them. Make them feel valuable, right? When you look at them, they understand, yeah, he's talking to me or he's just interacting with us. Got my point? So use always a proper eye contact while presenting your presentations. It's going to be interesting. Believe me, it's going to be interesting. So the most thing like here, when you appear on the stage, your body shows your confidence. Your body sets the credibility. When you are very confident, you have an open body language. When you are underconfident, so you have a very shrink body language. You shrink it, right? You try to hide yourself. When you hide yourself, then people understand he is not good. He is not confident. So for showing your confidence, for showing your credibility, you have to show your open body language. Okay? So I think you're going to follow this. And the next one is voice. I would say this is, wow. The voice is everything for your presentations or for your speaking performances. Because when a blind person is sitting in your audience like this and you're speaking something, so your voice touches the ear, right? Your voice plays an important role there. When you don't have ups and downs in your voice, then it sounds like robotic. And nobody loves it. So what you're going to do is you have to be a human being. Already you're a human being, I know this, but you're going to be dynamic, right? You have to understand the emotion of your presentation. You have to understand the situation of your presentation. Then you have to use a proper, modulation in your voice. Let me tell you what are the things important in the voice. If you want to study voice in detail, so you're going to go through the paralanguage. The paralanguage. Paralanguage is the study of voice, the vocal characteristics. What are the vocal characteristics? Let me tell you here. May I erase it? Okay, let me erase it. Okay, see. The paralanguage is the study of the vocal characteristics, and there are several vocal characteristics such as your rate of your speech, your pace of your speech, your volume of the speech, or you can say your pitch, okay, and your pause. These are very, very important part. Number one is rate. Rate means word per minute. How many words do you speak per minute? That's your rate. And some of the times you have to increase your rate, and some of the times you have to decrease your rate. When there is something important, then you have to slow down your rate of your speech. Slow down it, because when you say, when I started the video, I said, this is the video you've been waiting for. So what did I do? I just slow down my speech. Then it became so valuable. When I increase my speed of the words, then it becomes less valuable. For example, this is the video for you. This is the video you've been waiting for. There is no value in this. But when I say this is the video you've been waiting for, so it had a value, right? So decrease and increase the rate of your words, so it generates the value. Got my point? And then the pace. Pace is also again the rate of your speech, but with your rhythmic pattern. It's a rhythmic speed. It's a rhythmic speed. Rhythmic speed. Right, the variation in the speed. Some of the times you increase your rate, some of the time you decrease your rate. So that's called the pace. So you have to also have a proper pace in your voice. And the next one is volume. Right, so you must have a higher volume for the very like exciting things, or for generating the credibility among the people. For example, you're motivating people, so you got to say, now you need to take your action, now you need to do some activities for your life. It means you are arousing people, it means you are motivating people. But when you are telling very important part, so you have to use your very lower volume, such as, this is the time for changing your life. So it becomes more valuable. Okay? And the pitch. Pitch means the sharpness in the voice. And sharpness, it tells the emotion, by the way. It tells the emotion of your speech. For example, if I say, really. Right. Let me increase my sharpness. Really? Really? I'm stressing it and changing the sharpness. Really? It becomes a question. But when I say, really, 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 it's with a down pitch, lower pitch, right? It becomes kind of a statement, really. But when I say, really, really, it's a confusion. I'm not sure about it, right? So it tells the emotion of your speech. The pitch is really important. And the rise and the fall in the pitch is known as intonation. Right. The rise and the fall in the pitch is known as intonation. And intonation determines whether it's a question or a statement or sarcasm or confusion, right? And then we have the pause. People don't understand the value of the pauses. That's why they don't sound well. If you understand the value of the pauses, then you can create anticipation in your audience. For example, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you two very important parts of this presentation. Now I took a pause. Your brain would be processing on it. Yes, what are the two ways? So, what is this exactly? When I take a pause, you get a time to process the information in your brain. Right, so pauses are very important. And if you include all of these things in your presentation, so you're going to sound very interesting. And the variation in your rate, pace, volume, pitch, pauses is known as modulation, right? What you call this? Modulation. Modulation. It's a modulation. So when you have a modulation in a voice, then people understand that you are sounding very alive. Otherwise, you sound a dead. Don't sound like a dead. Sound like a human being. Sound like alive people. So what you're going to do is you have to use a great modulation. Especially the storytellers use the modulations in their speeches to convey the information, to showcase a proper imagination in the brain of the people. Like, once upon a time, there was a person, and the person was coming from his home. He was totally tired, looking very, very, very weak. He wasn't able to walk very properly, but anyhow, he was. So when they use the modulation, then people, engage with the storyteller. So if you want to make your audience engage in your presentation, so please use the modulation.